and your realization of what's possible changes, and your whole mindset is changed forever. So once I seen that shit and I ran into it and I got different mentors and I seen who made like $3-4 million in 45 minutes, I was never the same person, bro.
Today on the Miami Hustle, we got Brendan Boyd pulling up.
Hey,
Yo,
man.
thank you for your time.
Bro,
Appreciate you.
thanks for having me. It's been a minute. We've been working on putting this together for a couple months. So that's kind of like the thing about like if you think about if you're manifesting, people forget about the manifesting is tied to the work part. So you could be like, yeah, I want to come on the podcast, but if you don't do that follow up, it ain't never gonna manifest. So yeah, it took us a little bit to get here, but I'm excited to be here.
Hey, timing is everything.
Everything,
we
bro.
both stay busy, especially Brendan. He stays traveling a lot.
Yeah.
He's done a lot when it comes to entrepreneurship and digital media.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
So this is going to be a really good episode for anyone that's listening that's into digital media, which nowadays I feel like everybody should be a part of that.
Everybody gotta be a part of the media revolution, bro. 100%.
Shit, that's why we're here. Shout out to Nucleus. We're out here in the Grove. Thank you for providing this studio. It's another spot we're going to be recording out of. So shout out to Anthony. Shout out to the whole team out here. And yeah, bro, for the people that don't know, where are you from?
I'm from Boston, bro. I'm from Boston, inner city Boston, Mattapan specifically. And that's where I guess I held my skill set. That's used to hoop a lot, be outside, people person, good networker. But a lot of people back at home, they just know me from I had a clothing company. So people at home know me from having a successful clothing company that was a decade long running, and then I also had a basketball league. So people that know me at home, they know me from those two things. They don't really know me, what I do now. They've seen that evolution, but people back home that know me, that actually been around me, they know me from either having this brand or putting together this basketball league.
Got you. So you've always been an entrepreneur.
Always been a mover and shaker for sure.
Nice. So out of high school, did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to college. I went to Curry College, and then I applied to work at Reebok because Reebok was the next town from where my college was. And bro, I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna bullshit. I had no business applying to the job, bro. The job was a director of marketing and basketball at Reebok. Now, bro, I'm a senior, right? In college.
Sounds like a good fit.
And I had a basketball league, so to me it made sense.
Yeah.
I'm literally doing something. I'm running the whole league. I'm playing it. I'm getting smart. I'm getting all the sponsors. I'm marketing it. I'm playing in it. I'm getting the teams. I'm doing everything. So to me, it just makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm actually in the city. Like I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
But my degree's in English, right? So it's not a marketing degree. And then I'm not in their system. So they hired somebody that was in their system and they just elevated the person. So I'm not in that corporate system. So I would have had to be doing marketing for a couple of corporations for a couple of years before they would sit down with someone like me and be like, oh yeah, this makes sense. Why we want to offer you this director of marketing position in basketball. But to me, I'm like, bro, I'm 21. I'm actually doing something in basketball in real time. You can see what's going on, but they didn't.
They wanted like the corporate experience.
I didn't even get a look, which I was expecting it, but in retrospect, it didn't make sense. But it created a chip, which I think contributed to me going further into the entrepreneurship.
So tell me about how you got into this store. Like you said, you had some merch or some.
No. So we actually had a clothing company, bro. So we used to sell. We used to sell clothes out the trunk of my car, and it was just T-shirts. So we used to drive around the hood. Sell the tees, and my business partner at the time, the brand was under his name, and he wanted to develop more of a brand that anyone could tap into. So we changed the name, and then him and I just went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we driving through the hood, High Park, Roxbury, Rosendale, Dorchester, Mattapan, selling T-shirts, pulling up on people. I don't think you can do that now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the hustle right there. That's how Damon John made it with food.
I don't know if you could do that now. Man, it might be a little bit different, but that's what we were doing. And then as we started progressing, we got manufacturing in China. So we started doing cut and sew. And yeah, we have some fire milestones. So like, there's this big brand in Paris that actually retail store. They were like renowned for streetwear. They closed their doors in 2018, but we got close. We did a collaboration with them. We did a shirt and a hoodie. I got a chance to fly to Paris, see the clothes
That's
on the,
amazing.
you know what I'm saying, buy it. You know what I mean? That joint was fire. We did a BMX collab. We did a Pepsi collab. We was in a video game. We did a Mountain Dew collab.
Damn, bro, that's huge.
We did a bunch of shit.
Those are big moves.
Yeah, and then back then, all of the let's say the biggest artists now, they all wore our shit back in the day. So Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Wiz Khalifa showed a lot of love because he put us in some music videos. Chance the Rapper put us in videos, and he wore product on like covers of Complex. Kendrick Lamar, he used to wear our hoodies all the time, and he's been captured in Complex wearing one of the hoodies. Childish Gambino, Currency, all these dudes, bro. Athletes. We was on ESPN. And you know Adrian Hernandez?
Who?
Adrian Hernandez?
No.
So Adrian Hernandez was a renowned athlete from Florida. You know what I'm saying? He got drafted and played for the New England Patriots.
You talking about Aaron Hernandez?
Aaron Hernandez.
I know about Aaron Hernandez.
So
yeah.
all right. So when he got arrested, he had a hat on, one of our hats on the news.
Hey,
on the newspaper.
I guess.
So we were infamous.
I was about to say,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
guess there's no such thing as bad promo, right?
Ain't no bad promo, bro.
That's crazy. Yo,
Yeah.
shout out to you and that brand that you built, because that's not easy to do. And that's pretty much what Damon John did. I don't know if you're familiar with his story.
I met him. So I met Damon John at this college in Wellesley at Babson. So Babson, I think it was this maybe this entrepreneurship group. They invited him to come speak. So I had a chance to obviously hear his speech, but then meet him. So I got a picture of me. Actually had on one of our jackets from the brand, and I met him. So we got a picture together.
That's what's up.
But
that's how he started with Fubu.
That was like 20. That might be like 2016, 17.
He was getting music, his shirts and music videos.
Yeah, I mean the biggest joint was LL. So LL had that Gap deal, and they didn't know that the Fubu was a brand that he had some ownership in, and he was able to slip it in the ad, and he added to the rap. He was like, for us, by us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gap. So he kind of blended it, which is hella smart. You know, like that's hella smart.
And how were you able to get all of these people to wear the shirt and wear the merch?
So you know what's crazy? I think about what I do now, and I feel like it's the same. The only difference is back then, I was basically creating a relationship and then getting people, you know, merch or giving them a shirt, hat, something, right? So I established a relationship. Where's the value? The value's in the brand. I would transfer that value over to them. They saw it was valuable and it was quality, so then they would wear it, film it, picture, right? We didn't have like, okay, we're gonna give it a shirt. These are deliverables. It wasn't like that, but now, you know, that's how content is now. But I think about what I got going on now with my agency, I'm basically doing the same thing. So let's say I have a client, his value might be in real estate. Now let's say I meet you, one of your valuable assets might be the podcast. You have an audience, you're gonna create content, you're gonna give this person a voice. So now I'm like, hey, can I take my client Kyle, which I'm gonna do in real time? Can I take my client Kyle, who teaches people, you know, value in real estate? Can I take my client Kyle and place him on your platform so we can share his story, how we help people, how he make impact, and then that way he can get more people to know about who he is, what he does, and how he helps people. But then you get somebody that's gonna provide value to the pod. You know what I'm saying? And in some cases, with some podcasts, you know, it could be a fee, it could be a sponsorship, you know what I'm saying? Or it could just be a valuable client. Yeah. So I kind of been doing that. Like the other day when I thought about it, I'm like, it's kind of like the same thing, but now it's like I'm brokering relationships and then content, you know?
Yeah, so how did you, I mean, you were doing a lot of the hustling, the physical work. You were out there in the streets, you were shaking hands, meeting people, getting them to wear the merch. How did you transition into the digital media?
There was a journey from that, bro, 100%. So after the brand, me and my business partner, we had like an impasse. So like we couldn't continue to work together. I prayed to God. I'm like, yo, I need something. I need, like, show me something I could do so my lifestyle doesn't change so drastically. And he revealed to me like residential real estate. So I started helping people buy homes, sell homes, rent apartments, lease, whatever. And I got licensed in Massachusetts, and I ended up moving to LA. I got licensed in California too. I was doing that for almost a decade. Now, through it all, I was still making content, you know what I'm saying, like being creative, things like that. But it wasn't nothing too serious. And I've always been someone that like ideates. Like I'll spend time to come up with some ideas, or I like to be around people that are creative as well. And then we might collaborate. We might collaborate on something, or maybe I might give you an idea, you might give me one, and then something come out of that. My last couple of years in Boston, every Friday at my real estate office on Newbury Street, I would tell people like, hey, listen, if you want to come through and just work independently, but collectively, we can do that. And literally every person that came to that, I was doing those for like 2 years, Friday nights. Everyone that came to those things, whatever idea that they had, it ended up happening or became successful, And these are small groups. Sometimes it was 3 people, 5 people, 6 people, 8 people. It wasn't crazy. I just invited people I knew that were doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, the last year before I moved to California to just be in a different environment and do real estate out there, I had started my pod, but it wasn't a pod. I was just doing YouTube interviews. But the reason why I did it is because I wanted to meet, let's say, more people like you. I want to meet people that were elevated or different stature. So I'm like, nobody wants to have their brain picked, and then nobody wants to go to lunch. Because if I'm going to interrupt your day that you could be closing a massive deal, or you could be just spending that time doing anything you want, like, you're losing money. You're at a deficit, right? And I might get one yes to 100, people, 100 people me asking. That's not a good ratio. But once I started asking people, hey, listen, would you mind me interviewing you for YouTube? Everyone said, yeah. So I'm like, I got an epiphany. I'm like, damn. I asked this broker, he said, yeah. I asked this owner, I asked this engineer, I asked this investor, I asked this entrepreneur. They all saying yes, bro. So it's something going on with this camera and the conversation.
It's like an even exchange.
Yeah.
Like
and
you're getting knowledge and they're getting content.
100%, bro. So I was asking them shit I wanted to know. Like,
Yeah.
and they just freely giving the information. So I started that in Boston. It wasn't a podcast yet. But when I moved over to LA, I started to look at it a little bit differently. So I did my first official episode under that podcast brand in Los Angeles.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, this is probably like 2020, maybe 2020, 2021.
Damn, so you got into the podcast game early, like before.
Yeah,
before
just for the art, just because like, meeting people, having conversations, being able to give someone a platform to share what they got going on. Yeah.
It makes sense that you got into digital marketing when you moved out to LA, because I haven't been to LA, but what I know about LA from meeting people out there is that they're very content heavy, and they've been content heavy since like way before,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
feel
LA
like Miami is getting
heavier.
caught up now.
Yeah.
But out there in LA, like, they've been doing content.
I think LA now, okay, let's say like this. Miami's been passed the torch, let's just say. Because I feel like after COVID, LA kind of went downhill in a lot of different categories. But yeah, it's definitely been a content mecca for, hella years. You know what I'm saying? With Hollywood, with the entertainment industry, people moving out there to pursue different careers in entertainment, whether in front of the camera, behind the camera, So yeah, like, but you don't even got to be in LA no more. You can be in Atlanta, you can be in Nashville, you can be in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? People they're making films and content anywhere now. You don't even have to just be in Los Angeles anymore.
Yeah. So fast forward to now, for the people that don't know, what is it that you do and how do you do it?
So really, man, I'm a creative, bro. I'm a creative and I'm an entrepreneur. So I have an agency. My agency helps business owners that need to get their message out there, get more exposure. We get them on podcasts. But I like to call it placements, right? Because it could be a podcast, street interview. It could be a private community. It could be a stage. Anything that's going to put them in a position to get more exposure and get more, get more light to get in front of people. That's what the agency does. On the other end, I coach, teach, and train people how to package up their messages and then monetize that message. So I have a challenge coming up, which is a virtual event. We're gonna be teaching them how to fund their message, master their message, market their message, get more exposure from it, and then package up whatever ideation they got. And I feel like everyone has that, whether they currently have some information or they're pursuing some information right now. I feel like the fastest way for you to get wealthy is to package up your knowledge. Like I think they said like the e-learning category is over $1 trillion marketplace. So that means like people want to learn stuff. People still going to college, but I can invest in an entrepreneur in a course in a program and I can get a result faster than someone going to college and I can pay far less money, right? And I can write that off because I'm pursuing education as opposed to college. I can't write college off. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'd rather do. I'd rather be like, oh, I want to learn this. This dude's successful. How much is it? All right, cool, let me get that. And then learn that instantly or in a couple of months or whatever it is.
Yeah. And so how do you get your clientele nowadays?
Oh, okay, yes, yeah. So podcast, content, social media, ads. I speak in front of stages and virtual events. So I do 2 virtual events a week. I do one on Thursday and I do one on Sunday. And I actually got off a call with one of my coaches today. And shout out to Dion. And then actually one of my peers in the industry, shout out to Charles. They both told me to step some shit up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually about to run more classes because I have this event coming. So I'm gonna do some classes leading up to the event that'll be for free. And then I've always been a content rich guy. Like I like putting out a lot of content, but I'm gonna start putting back out more content starting today.
So every Thursday and Sunday?
Every Thursday and Sunday is currently a free masterclass. Thursday's masterclass is a podcast mastery workshop. We're teaching you how to leverage podcasts to get more exposure. Sunday's masterclass is called Speak More, Make More masterclass. And basically, this one I just created like 3 weeks ago. But this is basically teaching people the framework of how by just speaking more, you can make more, right? So there's like a 4-step framework that I share with them with that. They could take this information and go crazy. But at the end of each class, we give people an opportunity to work with us. But actually right now, I'm just sending everybody to the 4-day event.
All right, so I don't want to give away your secrets, or I don't want you to.
You can give the secrets away.
So let's talk about the speak more, make more. How does that work? Like, how would you advise someone to make more
so
off of their?
Just a format, yo. Speak more, make more. So this is the thing. You make more when you speak more. All right. So think about a singer. They make a lot of bread. Think about an actor. They make a lot of bread. Think about an athlete. He does have the skill set, but they make a lot of bread. Think about a speaker, a renowned speaker, make a lot of bread, right? So you have to be able to convey a message, but you also have to have a message to convey. So the first step to speaking more and making more is either have current information or be on the pursuit of attaining the information. So for instance, let's say you wanted to monetize how you put a podcast together, you know what I'm saying, or how you've been successful in this space. You could start there. So what we would do is we would take that current ideation and they would turn that ideation into a signature talk, which means this is how I'm going to be presenting this information, right? Then people keep calling, bro. Then we're going to take that signature talk and we're going to take that signature talk and put it into a profitable presentation. Now that you have your profitable presentation, we're going to turn out profitable. And when I say profitable presentation is you have your signature talk. Now you have to be able to present the talk, right? So that's a profitable presentation. Now that could be on Canva. It could be on Google Slides. It could be on PowerPoint. It could be on Keynote. It don't matter, bro. Those are free for the most part. You can grab those. Then you have a profitable virtual event. 4 components: your IP, your signature talk, your presentation, right? And then your virtual event. I call these virtual events cash days. Because if you know your information and can convey your information, and then you can give someone an opportunity to get more support by working with you, you can do a sale every single time you do a class. So if you let's say you suck at selling, not you but somebody, because you might actually be fired. I don't know, right? But let's say you trash out selling, and you got 20 people in that class. So an actual terrible salesperson is going to close 10%. So that's 2 people. Let's say that you have a 997 opportunity for someone to work with you for over 4 weeks, 5 weeks to get that result, right? That you're sharing in your profitable presentation. You just made 2 bands, bro. It might have cost you 2 hours of real time. So I don't know what job that someone's gonna get right now is gonna pay them $1,000 an hour for transferring information and helping people learn the skill that they want to learn. And you can scale that up, because if you get 50 people in a class, or let's say you had 100 people in there and you didn't change nothing, but you converted at the same 10%, you just made 10 bands.
Off of one class.
One class. And that might be
because you're
might
saying
be
like
2 hours.
You present to them the information, and then they're gonna want to invest in more and learn more. Is that what you're saying?
So obviously not everyone. That's why I say 10%. Now, the other 90 people, they might want to spend more time with you. So that means they might come next time you do a class, or maybe they get into an email, text message, nurture sequence. Maybe they're going to be digesting your YouTube content, because everyone's not going to convert right away. Some people, they need more know, like, trust. But if you close 10% of 100 people that came to your class that Thursday or whatever, you just made 10 bands, that's not a bad 2 hours spent.
No, that sounds
with
great.
Wi-Fi and a laptop.
That sounds great.
You know what I'm saying? And you could do that at home. You can do it at your mom's crib. If you got a girl, she got a spot, do it at your girl's crib.
It's virtual, right?
It's virtual. So that's what we're teaching in the masterclass. We're teaching people that framework. And then we have a 4-day event where we're gonna go deeper in that framework. That framework is a killer framework, bro. Because if you get that down, if you actually have good information that's going to transfer someone's life, or can change someone's mindset, or give them a result, and you understand what we're teaching here. So you're going to take the information you have or the information you're looking to acquire, put that into a signature talk. All the signature talk is you being an expert on authority on that information. You should know it frontwards, backwards, inside and out, right? You should study it. If anything new comes out, you should know that, If so, we're talking about the podcast stuff. So if there's new software, you should know. If there's an easy way for them to edit, you should know it, right? You want to make sure that you the voice in that space. Then you just take that signature talk and you're gonna put it into a presentation, something visual, and it doesn't need to be wordy, but it just needs to stimulate the audience. So like maybe every single slide might be one word, but you know how to present the information, right? So I don't need to be reading 3-4 paragraphs. It might have one word, but you know that one word is a trigger for you to now talk about this.
Yeah.
And in your brain, okay, I'm gonna go with these 4 bullets. And after I go with these 4 bullets, I might be able to freestyle on something, or I might be able to give more on something based on how the class goes.
So the class,
you can always get better. It's like every class, you can always improve.
That would be the Thursday and Sundays that you
Thursdays
do,
and
right?
Sundays, yeah.
So what I meant by I don't want to like give away your secrets is I want like the people to know once they go to one of your classes on Thursday or Sunday, if they decide to invest and continue on the learning, what do they like? What are they gonna expect to get out of it? Like what are they gonna learn?
Yeah. So right now, so this is the thing. How both classes are designed, they can leave the classes with
Thursday
information.
and Sunday are two different ones?
Classes, yeah.
Okay.
So how the classes are designed, because this is how I like to teach. I don't like to teach like you have to buy my shit. I like to teach where it's like, I'm gonna give you as much energy and as much information, as much strategy as possible, because I always like to over deliver. You can leave here, not invest in what I got going on, and still be able to do a thing if you're going to do the thing. The offer is really just like, hey, listen, if you don't want the learning to end, if you don't want the support to end, if you don't want the accountability to end, if you like how we have a connection, here's an opportunity that we can continue to work together. But it's not like you have to be here to get this. It's not like, oh, so if you want to know what happens, then you got to pay this. It's not designed like that. But whether you come to Sunday's class or Thursday's class, right now it's the same offer. Right now, I'm like, hey, listen, spend 4 more days with me in the Audience Growth Challenge. We're gonna be teaching you how you can really excel what I just taught you. So that's gonna be like funding your message, marketing your message. You know what I'm saying? Getting more exposure from your message, right? Making sure your message is tight. Like those are things we're gonna be spending more time. And then I got some other entrepreneurs joining me that can, give them more information over the course of those days.
So how were you able to learn what you're teaching, and how long did it take you to learn all of that to then be comfortable enough to start teaching it to others?
Well, this is what I say, bro. You just gotta jump, bro. Like if you let your mind tell you I need to be ready, you're always gonna be getting ready. So to answer your question, I'm in mentorships, and I've always had a coach since 2021. So I think that's number one. Like I always encourage someone to have a coach or a mentor or something. You don't necessarily have to pay for one, but you need to be attached to someone that can lead you, guide you. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't figure that out in real time, books can be powerful mentors. YouTube can be a powerful mentor. You can tell ChatGPT to coach you for the next 12 months on XYZ. I'm pretty sure it can do it. Or Copilot, because Copilot is getting real spicy right now. So you need someone that has more information and more influence on that subject than you have. I'll say that's number one. And then you just got to do it. It's kind of like if we went to the gym. We're not going to get the result today. The result's going to come over time. It's the effect of the cause of us going to the gym. We're going to look at one day and be had the abs. Like, bro, the abs is crazy right now. But it came because we done put in 4 to 8 weeks of work, right? This is this dude that sees me every morning because we do calisthenics in the park. He calls me coconut shoulders. It's a joke, but when you look at my frame, like I got my shoulders is raised. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell my frame's different. It's because, bro, I do 300 pushes a day. So whatever that result is, I'm gonna get it. So that's the thing. It's like people just have to understand when it comes to investing in yourself, when it comes to having some type of success, you have to be able to put in the work. The work's always gonna work, but you have to be connected to, not instant gratification. You need delayed gratification, right? Like even if you wanted to have a baby and you got to go pregnant, you can't have the baby next month. It's impossible. Like it's scientifically impossible for you to have a baby next month. No matter how much someone says, yeah, bro, listen, I got 10 grand, bro. Like if I give you 15, I need to have this baby next month. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that takes what? 9 months is that average. It can happen in 7 or 8. It can happen in 10, right? But 9 months is generally what it is. Business is the same way. You can accelerate your success by compounding what's going to generate the energy. So in some cases, it might be leads. If you want more leads, these are the actions. If you do these actions, you get more leads. If you add leverage or add investment into the lead generation, then you're gonna compound the effect. You'll have more leads. If you suck at closing, but you have more leads, you'll make more money. If you get better at closing, you have more leads, you make 2 to 4x more money. So that's really what it is. And you gotta have a delusional self-belief. So I believe that I can make $1 million in a month. So it exists. It's not like it don't exist.
Yeah,
right?
You wouldn't be the only one doing that.
Yeah, 100%. Like it exists. It's kind of like what's the dude's name that broke the marathon in like 4 minutes? I forget his name, but he did the marathon in sub 4 minutes. He was the only person that did it, and they said like 2 weeks later, like a bunch of people did the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I had seen that.
Yeah.
They saw what was possible.
Exactly.
Like,
so
I could do it too.
He was delusional for like I can do it, but once he do it, you seen it, I seen it. Shit.
That's like kind of like you saying I can make $1 million in a month, And then to a lot of people, they'll be like, yo, Brandon's crazy.
Exactly.
But to a lot of others, they'll be like, only $1 million.
Only $1 million.
You only made $1 million last
100%.
month? That's crazy.
They're like, bro, that's it?
Yeah, like, what?
Get out of
You
here.
gotta step it
You
up.
can't even be in this club. Like, but for real, yeah, nah. But this is the thing, and I never understood this until I understood this. When you do math, this shit ain't that crazy. You know what I mean? So I remember when I first moved to LA, I had this vision board I put on the wall. One of the pictures on the vision board was like how to make $1 million. So it like broke down all these different ways. And I had it on my phone as a screensaver for a while. I think I think I'm gonna give it away for free now because it's still relevant for a lot of people. But basically, it just broke down all these different ways. Like if you had a $5,000 product, $1,000 product, $50, $200, $500, it broke it down. And I remember looking at it, bro, and I'm like, who's buying a $50? Who's buying a $20,000? Who's buying a $5? Who's buying a $2? Who's buying a $1,000? You know what I'm saying? Who's buying 200? But as I started looking at it more and just being open to more stuff, I was like, oh, all that shit's easy, right? If you got a $20,000 offer, you sell 50 of them, it's $1 million. 50, right? If you got a $25,000 offer, you sell 40 of them, it's $1 million. If you got a $1,000 offer, you sell 1,000 of them, it's $1 million. If I have a $1,000 offer, like in that class, let's say I have a $1,000 offer in that class, and I suck at sales still. Technically, I just need to run through 10,000 people got to come through my class. In a course, if 10,000 people came through your class and it took you 2 years, but you made $1 million, is that bad? No, it's pretty good. You might have made 600,000 one year and 400,000 another year doing the same class every single Thursday, but this is the thing, you're getting money the entire time. So people think like, oh, I gotta go 0 to $1 million. No. What if you made 2,000 one Thursday, messed around, made 500 another Thursday, messed around and made 5,000 on a Thursday, messed around and made 20 bands on a Thursday. It's like you getting money the whole time, and then your confidence and your realization of what's possible changes, and your whole mindset is changed forever. So once I seen that shit and I ran into it and I got different mentors and I seen who made like $3-4 million in 45 minutes, I was never the same person, bro. I was like, yo, this dude really made $3 million in like 45 minutes from the stage by speaking more.
Yeah, it changes your perspective.
It just changed your perspective. And that's still small. Like Russell Brunson, he did 10X, I think 2018. I think he made like $4 million from the stage. Selling ClickFunnels.
Yeah, it's just different levels at that point.
It's different levels.
That's why you gotta also not have limiting beliefs, because especially in sales, like if you're a salesman, but you're just getting started and you don't have much of an income, you're just trying to get sales in. You might try to sell someone on a $5,000 package, and since you don't have $5,000, you might think it's a stretch to have someone else pay $5,000 because I don't got it.
Yep.
But when you take away those limiting beliefs, you realize that like there's a lot of people out there that could afford a $5,000 package that you're selling.
Yeah, 100%.
So you just got to step out of your comfort zone.
And that's why, like, when people say recession or, a lot of people don't got no money, I'm not saying that's not true, but you can't be tuned into that frequency, because then you're going to believe it.
Yeah, I guess you just got to find out where the money is. Like if it's not here anymore, you got to find out.
The money's here. Yeah, it's definitely here.
Shout out to Miami.
Yeah, the money's definitely here. The money here. When you hear words like recession or downturn, they're just talking to a specific audience, right? Because people that make money for real, they're not talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people that were in a recession that don't affect them at all. Like that's not like everyone. There's a category of people. You know what I'm saying? So like it could be a downturn here, but someone that has the means and still needs some coaching, they got 10K to change their situation. Or they got the means to, which might, maybe they might do some financing, but they have the ability to.
I want to ask you while you're here, some tips on the podcast game.
Yeah.
Kind of for myself, but also for the ones listening that want to do a podcast, want to start a podcast, or have a podcast. What advice would you give to those people on how to monetize and how to make money off the podcast?
Yeah, for sure. So I used to actually have a podcast coaching program, um, but I'm just selling that program now. I'm not really coaching podcasters specifically in that same capacity. But tons of free content on YouTube, and I also got a free class that they can watch completely for free too. But basically, you gotta have a product. So I think it was 2013. Kanye went on the Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne was basically giving him a hard time because he's like, "Yo, yay, you got these shoes, you got this, you got that. No one cares about your products, bro. We want the music. We want the old Kanye. We want the good music. You already talking about you want to be a billionaire. This is and this and you're crying and complaining because these shoes. I mean, these companies ain't letting you do what you want." Kanye is like, "Yo, infrastructure product, infrastructure product, infrastructure product." So as a podcaster, you need product. Now, you don't need a physical product. You need at least a digital. So I got a four-step framework that I feel like all podcasters need if they want to make money. All right. So as a podcaster, if you're not a celebrity, or athlete, or entertainer, figure out these brand deals right now. You don't even make money on brand deals. Sponsorships and brand deals come from either strategic partnerships or you have enough momentum that they're available to you because they want to leverage your audience. But if you got a brand new show, ain't no sponsors. Or you can use the other strategy that I can give you on how you can get what I like to call a local sponsor. But you need a digital product. If you have a digital product, you can use ChatGPT right now. It can make you an ebook right now. You need a digital product. The digital product is going to convey whatever information that you want to share with them, and they can buy it. You never have to do it again. So that's number one. The second thing you need is you need a paid community. It can even be a low ticket paid community, $27, $37, $47. This is something that if I'm a fan of 305 Hustle, right? If I'm a fan, I'm like, yo, listen, I rock with Chris. Let's say Chris got like once a week or twice a month. Maybe you do a Zoom call where you let the audience members come on. They can give you feedback. Maybe you bring a guest on. The guest gives them some more game. Maybe a guest from episode 18. That was a show that people engage with a lot. You bring him back. He can do a Q&A. Maybe you decide, hey, listen, once a quarter I'm gonna do a live 305 Hustle show. It's available to members only. Like you need some type of membership community because that's recurring revenue, right? So if it's $97, 10 people, I mean, bro, you good. That's $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
You said 10 people, $97 a month.
Yeah,
that's fire.
You know what I'm saying? Now, the third thing, affiliate marketing. So there's so many brands and products and entrepreneurs and services out here, and they will deliver the product or service. They will do the marketing. They will do the deliverability. They will handle all the customer service. You don't have to do none of that stuff. All you need to do is share what they got going on, right? So for instance, I'm gonna pretend I'm you on this one. Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, we had to interrupt this episode of the 305 Hustle to let you know all about Brennan's brand new class, the Audience Growth Challenge. It's a 4-day mentorship. So listen, if you want to learn how to take your message and package up your message so you can turn it to profitable products and services, click the link below, tap into the Audience Growth Challenge. And I'll give you that link. The link will be here. But that link is now an affiliate link. That's branded for you, right? Your extension. So if anyone buys that right now and they click it, you're going to get 50%.
Hey, shout out to Brendan. You better click that link.
Click that link. Come to class, get that information.
You already know the knowledge is there. We're giving you some teasers right now.
100%, right? So the thing about the affiliates, you can get low-level affiliates, you can get recurring affiliates, or you can get high-ticket affiliates. So for instance, like ADP does payroll. They normally pay out, I think, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for new clients that need payroll. So if there's any small businesses that run into that promo that you got with ADP, they click the link, they book their call, ADP handles their payroll, they pay you out that $500 to $1,000. All you did was share the information. So as a podcaster, you want to tap into some affiliate marketing, but I would make an audio commercial. I would make a video commercial. I'll put my links in the thing. And if I really like the affiliate and the affiliate's really clanging and banging, I will put that affiliate a graphic on the back end of all my content. It looks like a sponsor. What would that do? Attract some sponsors, right?
Yeah.
And then the fourth thing is what I like to call the VIP package. And this is where you turn a free guest to a paid guest. So some podcasters feel like I got a brand new show, or I never charged no one to come on, or whatever the case may be. That's fine. You don't have to continue. You don't have to like put yourself in a position where you feel like I can't ask for money or I don't want to charge. But you can monetize on the content. So all the VIP packages is you packaging up the content and then offering it to the guests. So I'll give you an example. Give them the raw files, give them the edited files. If they have a promo, shoot a promo in the studio. Like I just did one a second ago. So have them shoot a promo in the studio for their products and services. Give them clips, give them segments. If there's a photographer on here, BTS photos, you know what I'm saying? Drop that in the folder. Hey, bro, it's $500. Why they coming on the pod? They want the content anyway. I just made it easier for you because I know you ain't gonna edit it. You probably ain't gonna post it. You probably don't have a promo commercial for your products and services. I just did everything for you. It's only gonna be $500. You do 4 of those a month, that's 2 bands. So if you're doing that and you're selling digital products and you get members in your community and you got affiliate, no podcaster shouldn't be making less than $10,000 a month, in my opinion. Based off what I just told you.
Shit, yo, I wish I would have met you the first
you know what I'm
week
saying?
of doing this.
And y'all don't even gotta sign up for shit. You just gotta do what I just explained. Right? That's 10 grand minimum, bro. Right there. So now that makes you a 6-figure podcaster. Now, you don't have to do it all. You be like, yo, I really like the VIP packages. You know what I'm saying? I really like this affiliate. Or you know what? I really like the digital product, and I really like having my my community. You can run it like that. So you don't have to run all 4, but if you have all 4 going, that gives you 4 different ways to monetize. So that's my 4-step framework to help podcasters make bread at the base level. Now, from there, then there's other things we can do, right? So I mentioned like podcasters or people looking for brand deals. I put out this piece of content basically talking about a local brand deal. So where do you currently patronize? So for me, there's this coffee shop I go to pretty much every morning. Well, there's like 2 of them. I go back and forth. I go to, if I go to GNC, there's a GNC by me that I go to. There's a gym I go to. Like, where are the places that you patronize frequently? Meaning you already pay for the products and services. You do business there. These people already know you. You know what I'm saying? They might know you for years. You might come in Wednesdays at 12 p.m. for the last 6 months. They know you, right? You know your name. You might know them pretty well. Since you already got the relationship, they may not know you got a podcast, or maybe they do know you got a podcast. Say, hey, listen, hey, Brendan, look, man, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I have a podcast, and I know you need content. So want to give you an opportunity. I have about like 3 or 4 slots where I'm working with local businesses. I'm going to highlight them on a podcast, and then I got a package of episodes that they can sponsor, right? And it's only $1,000. If you go get 5 of them, you got 5 bands. That might be one higher level brand deal, technically, right? And I would start with the people that I patronize at because you already have a relationship. So it's not really like a hard ask. You're giving them value, right? You're going to interview them on their business. You're going to give them the content. You can put a watermark on the screen. You can say, hey, y'all, this episode is brought to you by X, Y, and Z. Or this episode is presented by X, Y, and Z, right? You can put commercials in that episode. You can have an end screen. You can even interview some of their customers just for additional content. But I would start with the people that you already been spending and supporting their business for months or years, because technically they owe you. I mean, I understand it's business, but it's like, bro, I don't have to come to your coffee shop. I can go this one. Yeah, I don't have to go to your gym. I can go this one. Right? So it's almost like...
And just the fact that you're telling them that, they'll probably look at you and be like, damn, if I don't do this deal with him, he's probably going to go to the next coffee shop. Yeah. And if they do it, they're getting the exposure.
They're going to get the exposure. They're going to be your primary shop now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 100%. So it's not like you're not saying, hey, bro, if you don't do it, I'm going to go to them. But technically, you're saying, hey, bro, if you don't do it, I'm going to go to them.
Somebody else will. Yeah.
100%, right? So that is a great way to get a local brand deal because, like I said, it's easy. It's just a conversation for someone that already knows you, that's already does business. Now, once you have that local brand deal, then you can leverage that. Because what most sponsors and brands don't know is that either this brand may have just gave you product or service for free, or maybe this brand or business pays you this amount. They just see your partnership, right? So now you can go get, let's say, Marriott, or you can go get a car rental spot, or you can go get this business or that business, go get a tax company or something. Because they see now, oh, okay, you working with this company, oh, you work with this, all right, cool. That's when you start leveraging. You know what I'm saying? And there's tons of business that every business doesn't need to give you 10 bands, 20 bands. You can get 2 or 3 businesses to give you 2 or 3,000. That's $6,000. Or maybe 2 or 3 businesses end up giving you, 2,500 or 3 bands. That's basically $75 to $10,000. You good.
Yeah.
Right? And then what if you got a business say, hey, listen, man, it's 10 grand, but it's going to be over the course of 10 months, over the course of, 5 months. Now you got recurring revenue. Yeah. You got that 1,000 coming in every month. You got that 2 bands coming in every month.
If you invest it wisely and double down on your product or your show, and you put that money back into it, by the time that sponsorship expires, let's say 5-10 months from now, you're already going to be bigger than what you were when they started because you reinvested that money. So 100%. It'll probably be even more than the following round.
And then you say, hey, listen, if you the price is going to go up, but if you re-up, I can keep you at this price. Yeah. But if you don't, you want to come back, this is going to be this price because I got these other companies. You know what I'm saying? So that's 5 ways to monetize, y'all.
Yeah, no, so far this information has been great. We talked about how if you speak more, you make more.
100%.
We talked about how to monetize podcasts, which I appreciate that. And we'll definitely keep doing business and talk more, off the podcast because, I see what you're doing and I respect your knowledge. I respect your experience as well. So thank you for all of your knowledge so far, and I just want to know, what else you have going on, for this next year. We're in May right now.
Yeah.
So we got half the year.
Yep.
You want to talk about anything you got planned?
I got a couple things I got cooking. I'm gonna do a 7-city tour, basically me just giving away value, and making content and meeting new people. So we got that cooking up. That's the audience growth tour. Actually, I changed the name. It's the Speak More, Make More tour now.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So we got the Speak More, Make More tour. I'm really intrigued at ecom right now. So there's a product that I'm gonna be bringing to market. So I'm excited about that. So we can talk about that once that's available. That's gonna be cool. Outside of that, bro, just really doubling down on what I got going on. I feel like there's so much opportunity with what I currently have going on, like with the virtual events and the education. I just want to get better at that. And I like speaking too, so I'll probably hit a couple more stages to speak. But outside of that, just double down on what I got going on, and then maybe find a girl or something.
That's what's up.
That's about it.
How's that been for you? I know it's hard when you're out here doing your thing.
I was dating.
They require a lot of time and energy.
Girls do.
Respectfully so, they do deserve the time and energy. But sometimes when we're grinding, when we're trying to do what we do, it's hard to have that balance. So how do you?
That's an interesting question, bro. I was in a season where I was seeing someone and I was about that. And, on paper, I thought it made sense. It didn't work out. I'm not really in that season right now. I'll go out with a girl or whatever the case may be, but I'm not really in that season. I was in that season a couple months ago.
Especially when you're about to go on tour.
Yeah.
You got work to do.
I got work to do. So if the person I'm going to be with, they're going to have to understand that I'm moving and shaking. I got a vision, and, hopefully they'll be aligned with the vision that I have. But I just have faith in God that the person he has for me is going to be for me. Right now, I got to be selfish. I got to work on achieving what I'm really working towards, and then just becoming better in the process.
That's what it's about. I feel like God got us all. So if you put your faith in God, I'm sure He'll lead the right one into your life.
Yeah. Just stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Just give it to Him. Be open. Be able to be led. You know what I'm saying? And just continue to reinvest in myself. I think that's it.
I think also when you keep your priorities on check and you stay locked in, I think that's when the right people will enter your life and the right girl will enter your life as well. As opposed to when you're not really locked in, you're kind of bullshitting. You might find a girl, she might be bullshitting too though. So then it's it just becomes a waste of time and energy.
Yeah. And the
So-
bullshit is gonna definitely throw you off for sure.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm
Especially
saying?
out here in Miami, like there's
Yeah.
always something to do, always something that, you can do. You want to step out, you want to do this. Sometimes it's hard to focus. So it does take that right one, and the priorities on both ends have to align, and the right person will come, but you got to make sure that you're not on the bullshit, cause
Yeah, nah, facts.
that's when the bullshit will come to you.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you off the bullshit so you can stay on. So you can stay
100%.
locked in. 100%,
So before we wrap up, again, I appreciate all your time,
Nah,
knowledge,
this is
and
fire, bro.
expertise. Yeah,
Yep.
bro. This is the first of many episodes that you're gonna have. We like
Yep.
to have our guests come back on a couple months later.
I'm ready, bro. You have me on every week.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ready.
We'll do it on the balcony next time.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you like just a little lightning round of questions.
All right, let's
just
get
it. To get more insights on how you think and stuff. So I want to ask you like, what makes you a hustler?
Man, that's a great question, bro. Damn, I don't think no one's ever asked me this question. Honestly, I could never work for someone. I knew that when I was very young, and I was exposed to a lot of negativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to crack houses with my mom. My dad, he was in the streets. He never came by to check on me. I've been through probably like 8 or 9 deaths, funerals. Lost my brother, my aunt, my uncle, my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? My great grandma. I've been through a lot of stuff. So I think seeing that and going through that mixed with I don't see myself working with no one. It basically just put inside of me that you gotta make it happen. You know, and I've always had that. And as I gotten older, I've developed an understanding of that. Okay, you need guidance, you need structure. You know, you need where are we going? And I think I've been able to find that over the years. So I think just what I've been exposed to probably put that inside me.
Yeah, and what would you say your why is?
Man, that's a good question. My why would be my future family. You know what I'm saying? And just being the best version of me. You know, because I feel like I'm really big on like the law of cause and effect. Everything that you do now is gonna have an effect, right? So the decisions I'm making right now is gonna have effect on the family that I have in the future, or the person that I am that shows up as that individual, or the person I am that shows up even on this podcast, right? This work I had to do, or the person I had to become to be able to articulate the information I have. So that's just my why, man. Being better, and then I really want to be on this campaign. I had this idea. I haven't put it together yet, but every month I want to do something big for less fortunate people. So, for instance, maybe next month I got $1,000. You know, I'm gonna take this 1,000, maybe 500 I have on me cash, and I'll just bless a bunch of people. And the other money I'll go, or it's Miami. I probably need to spend more money. But the other money, you know, let's say I'll go to like a coffee shop, and I buy 50 coffees or something. Be like, make some content. Y'all listen. If you want food, sandwich and a coffee, I'm out here outside of Aroma Cafe. It's all prepaid. The next 50 people free.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to start doing things like that.
Giving back is huge.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to show it on some flash. I'm trying to show it to motivate people to do something too.
Right.
Because that's how I was motivated. One of my mentors, he be doing like the gas giveaways. Like, he'll go to the gas station, he'll spend a couple $1,000s on gas, and then everybody got free gas until it run out. You know, or he'll go to, let's say, Publix and buy groceries for people. So that's what I want to. That's what I really want to be on.
That's what's up. That's important because saving money is important, and having a good, solid savings account is always going to be important for anybody. But I don't think it's too good to just gatekeep money either. Just keep it in the savings account and don't let it see the light of day, because then that's what's going to happen. Like, energy goes or money flows where energy goes. So if you keep the money locked up and give it no energy, then it's not really going to make you anymore. But if you give some people some coffee,
actually losing,
and show some people some love, then that's going to come back tenfold.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do. I mean, I do that now, but it hasn't been consistent, and it's like very sporadic. So I want to be intentional, and I want to make bigger impacts at one time.
So nowadays, with content being king, I would say, like, nowadays, no matter what business you're in, if you're not making content for your business, it's not going to be at the level of your competitors. So what would you say to people that they're in a position where they want to step out of their comfort zone and make more content and do more things when it comes to that world, but they're just like, they got cold feet. Like they're not ready to make that jump.
I mean, yo, scare money don't make money at the end of the day. And everybody got a phone, whether you got an old phone or the latest and greatest. I feel like the number one thing you need to do is just hit that button and then make some content. It's going to get better over time, but you're not going to make any impact or help anyone if you're scared to put it out, or if you're scared of how you look. If you're scared about how you look, you're already selfish, and it's already not going to make the impact because you're worried about, oh, this is how I feel, this is how I look, I don't want to do it, the edit, I don't like how I sound. The person that's receiving the value don't care about none of that. They're not going to be like, damn, this would have been a fire video if Chris didn't sound like that. Then, you know what? There's value right here, but I don't like the shirt he wore today.
At that point, that's just a hater.
That's what I'm saying. But even
hey, I might wear the same shirt every episode, but this is my uniform. So,
but that's what I'm saying.
It is what it is.
If someone receives something out of it, it's worth it. But if you're worried about how you're being portrayed in it, then you're never going to put it out consistently because it's coming from a selfish place. Yeah. So I think scare money don't make money. They just got to start.
And then last question would be, what does Miami mean to you?
Man, Miami means to me, it's home, bro, now. I mean, I've been here a year officially, and I think it's a special place, bro. Like, I love traveling, but it's fire to be like, I'm going back to Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, I like where I live. I feel like you got a fire spot, too. So, like, just having that view is enough to motivate you in the morning and at nighttime. It's enough for you to take away any stress you might have, or, you know, some people get in arguments with people. If you got like a nice place to calm you and center you, or have access to the water, you know, a view, a park, it's gonna put you in a nice spot to reset. And Miami got the best weather in the country, like all year round.
Yep.
Especially in the fall, because there's no humidity in the wintertime, springtime. So like you could literally be outside, you get the most sun, right? Sun come out early, it go down late. It's like, bro, this is the best place to be. So for me, it's like abundance, calm, multiplication, and I think it's really a good spot to meet people, network, make some money, collaborate. And I think with the culture here, it's very easy to network and talk to people. Yeah. I feel like in other cities, it's not like that. Definitely not in LA.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I love Miami. I was born and raised here, so I feel like I'm a little spoiled when it comes to all of that because I've never even seen snow.
Yeah.
So I've never
you ain't
had
seen
to
snow before?
Nah,
you
never.
see snow online?
I mean, yeah, online, but like I've never had to wake up in the morning, and I don't like the cold because this is what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I've never had to wake up in the morning and shovel some snow.
It's crazy.
Like that's a whole nother grind that like I've never.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm a little spoiled in that sense, but I'm very grateful because I also love the networking here, and I know how valuable that is. Especially like hustlers like us, like when we're always trying to make moves, always trying to meet somebody, always trying to learn something, being in a place like that is key. Like I don't know about other, states and cities, but I could imagine like other places that is not as active here, and the weather may not be as great, the entrepreneurs may not be out there as much as here.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different vibe. So
the Miami definitely raises the vibration level. We see Lambos commonplace. Right, you're seeing G-Wagons commonplace. You're seeing attractive people, not just women, just everyone. I mean, if you're in Miami proper,
it's competition.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like it can validate you, it can inspire you, it's gonna have an impact on you, right? I think you're gonna raise your level because other people here have a. This is the thing too. I'm not even mad at people that are faking it. You know why I'm not mad at them faking it? Because if somebody's fake inspires your real, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it because it doesn't matter what they got going on. But if you see that look, you're like, damn, it's possible. And that's enough to drive you to turn it up. I'm cool with someone's fake inspiring your real. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to maintain what they got to maintain. But if that turned a notch up in me, I'm with it.
I mean, like I said, it's just all competition at the end of the day. It keeps you on your toes. And whether the guy next to you is wearing a fake Rolex or a real Rolex, I mean, he's not wearing a G-Shock, like he's at a level where even though it's fake, he wants to be at that level.
Yeah,
so it's like, all right, well now I got to figure out how to do what this guy's doing or do it better.
Yeah, and fake is also like, it's in the eye of the beholder, bro, because music's fake, TV's fake, Netflix fake. Movie's fake. So what we talking about
I
here?
didn't even think about it like
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah,
If movies is fake, and all the celebrities and influencers and actors are playing characters, and they spend 6 months on this movie,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They driving cars and they flying planes that are props, that ain't real, that's built on a set. What difference does it make? What needs to be real is your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with the people you care about. But if that inspires your real, then that's all that matters, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what's real anyway? The rap ain't real. The songs ain't real. Everything's curated and created. It may or may not have come from a genuine spot, but it's still intentionally created for a purpose. Like, we're going to drop this beat on here. Hey, listen, I need you to come in. I wrote these words for you to sing. Can you say it like this?
The material doesn't matter as much. What needs to be real is your faith, your passion,
Yeah.
and your purpose.
100%. And then you becoming the person that you're designed to be.
Yeah, and then
Outside
you could decide,
of
once you got that, you could decide if you want to buy a real Rolex or a fake Rolex, but at least you can make that decision.
You can make that decision.
So,
I'd rather have that decision. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
The real Rollie is 10,000 for the entry. The fake one or the lookalike one is 2 bands. I'm cool with that. I just want the look, right? It might get you. It's gonna probably get you in that same room.
Yeah.
You know. So I just feel like at the end of the day, if someone's fake inspires your real, and that really turns you up, that's all that matters, bro. I mean, what's real anyway?
Yeah, like I said, or what you said, or what's real is what's inside. That's
What's
what really
inside?
matters.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
materialistic shit is like, that's a whole nother thing. But what really
yep.
matters is the inside, because that's what creates your outside.
100%, bro.
But yo, Brendan, it's been real. I appreciate your time once again. This is the first of many episodes. We hope to see you back soon. Anytime you're in Miami, you already know, hit us up.
Bro, I live here. What you talking about?
We gotta do, but you travel though. You stay here now. You're about to do a tour.
Yeah, you're right.
So yo, whenever you're in the city, you already know we got to work on some events together.
100%.
And this is gonna be the first of many collaborations that we do. So appreciate you once again.
Appreciate you. Listen, y'all, if y'all tapped into the pod, there's gonna be a couple of links below. If you know right now, just based off of this podcast, you want to join me for that 4-day event, his link's going to be below, audiencegrowthchallenge.com. Click that link below. If you want to come to one of the free classes, I actually suggest that you come to the Speak More, Make More class. Head over to Speak More, Make More, masterclass.com. It's 100% free class pull-up. We're going to give you the information you need to go to the next level.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Click the link.